Good day, gentlemen. Lawrenceofasia here, coming at you from Seoul, Korea, and today I want to talk to you about the absolute, in my opinion, the absolute greatest sabotaging behavior that we act on as men. And that, my friends, is us allowing ourselves to engage in the sexual energy when we have no purpose of procreation. You might can tell from my face here, my eyes perhaps, I don't have the highest energy frequency. No matter how much we try to muster up the good positive energy, this like natural radiance, when we don't have it, we just don't have it. If we haven't slept well, or if we've just got through ejaculating, there's a reason that it's known as the little death in Italian, I believe. And it is that. It is just that. It is a short death, and it does take away from your vital energy. Now, gentlemen, you may think that it's just a watery fluid, that it's not a big deal. When you're young, you can lie to yourself and you can believe it because you have so much energy. But as you get older, and if you're paying any attention, you'll notice that it does start to wane on you when you do let your seed go. So ideally, how do you overcome that? And the thing is too, gentlemen, that the Western media has got you bought in hook, line, and sinker that it ain't a big deal, and that no way in hell you would want to sacrifice not having your sexual pleasure all the time or whenever you want, your porn, your alcohol, etc., etc. But all of these pleasures, gentlemen, they're robbing you of your grand life that you could be living, and they literally are robbing you of rich experiential life experience in every moment. Now, I'm talking to you, gentlemen, in this video, and in actuality, I'm talking to myself. I'm reminding myself through this because if I really wanted to convince you of the powers of seed retention, of celibacy, right, of nofap, right, then I would come to you on camera when I actually am fully radiant and I've held my seed for the last 30 days or the last year, right, which I've done in the past. So I don't believe in this process. I know the power of this process. I've experienced it. And it's like that, gentlemen. Anything that you can own and know experientially, no one can take away from you. Unless they're gaslighting you, trying to. But that's the only information you really know, is when you experience something. So I'm encouraging all you gentlemen, if you are not aware of the power of seed retention, if you're not aware of the power of celibacy, to embark on this quest. This is day one, once again, for me. All right? And it's my intention to not engage unless I have the intention of procreating. All right? That's the highest and best form, best use of the energy, is for the purpose of procreation, right? Anything else is really just a masturbatory waste of energy, okay? And that's just the truth of it, gentlemen. You can agree or not agree, but if you look, I think you'll discover the same thing. I think if you really, really ask yourself, you'll discover the same thing. Thing is, though, our culture and media, we've been trained and indoctrinated from a very young age. I can remember first time I saw a Playboy magazine, I thought I was really getting something, I thought I was really, really, really getting something. Little did I know, years down the road, that would actually be sabotaging myself, and that would actually be taking from me, right? That I would actually be getting, I would be sabotaging my own happiness, my own richness of life. Just had no idea. And mainstream, has you to believe that you're always winning. If you score with a girl, I've been with unlimited number of girls. I have no idea. It's way, 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 way up there, gentlemen. But thing is we've been indoctrinated to believe that we're winning when we score with a girl. And of course, you know, it's the best feeling and the best drug in the world. Of course, when you ejaculate, when you come, I mean, it's amazing. Of course, it's the greatest pleasure, greatest drug in the world, right? However, it comes at a detriment to every other aspect and every other moment of your life, right? You can do with less sleep if you're on seed retention, you know, and you can go hit the gym, still do whatever, but you're not going to have the same results, gentlemen. You're not going to have the same focus. You're not going to have the same poison. You're not going to have the same richness in your experiences with people if you're not full, if your lantern is not anointed, right? So ideally what we do is we take the energy from the sexual chakra and we bring it up into the heart and bring it up into the third eye, bring it up into the mind, and let it regenerate and restore the entire body. Now, just a little information, gentlemen, when we ejaculate, you know, the sperm doesn't just come from your testicles, right? It's also coming from your bones, okay? It's being pulled from your brain. It's being pulled from every part of your body. It's the most, it's basically using the healthiest aspects of your body and utilizing that to produce sperm. So it robs you in many, many, many ways, okay? Let's see. So I've went over how it's absolutely a sabotaging behavior. The thing is, gentlemen, if you're familiar with the book Think and Grow Rich, he talks about sexual transmutation, right? And if you are able to retain your seed, you can transmute this. It's the most powerful force on the planet, gentlemen, and most powerful energy and powerful force. And if you can redirect this, if you can transmute this, there's nothing you cannot do. There's no mountain you cannot move, gentlemen. There's nothing that can stand in your way. If you decide upon a thing, you will do it. But you become as good as you could be a roaring lion, the same as, the powerful roaring lion just before sex, and then after sex, as good as a dead dog. That's the way it is, gentlemen. All right, so power and frequency. Now, when you're at a lower frequency, and if you've not experienced higher frequencies, other so-called realities within this reality, other frequencies that you can tune into, reality shifts when you raise your frequency, right? Well, you can know of a higher frequency or you cannot know about it. You'll never know about it if you haven't touched it, but even if you have touched it, tasted it, and even lived in it, it almost seems as though it is completely inaccessible if you don't have the energy to raise your frequency, right? So it's almost like, when you do ejaculate, right? It's almost like this haze just comes over us and we forget even how rich life can be. We become delusionary, really. Another thing, gentlemen, the anxiety and just the sheer misery that many men live in and day out, just being miserable, even depressed, right? Much of this stems back to either sleep or a lack of sexual energy, right? And if you're getting rid of it every day, every 2-3 days, or multiple times a day, you are not going to have the same kinetic magnetism that you could have if you were to retain your seed, right? And just because you can score with a girl, just because you can get with a girl or your wife or your girlfriend or whatever, doesn't mean you necessarily should. And if you do, my recommendation, gentlemen, is to do what I call gray tantra, okay? Where you're engaging, but you're not ejaculating, okay? All right, and that takes some practice, but it's really comes back to a very, very strong intention that has to be set on a regular basis. So, gentlemen, join me on this journey if you care to of celibacy, right? This marks day 1 for me. What is today? Can't really see the date on my phone here. I don't keep up with the dates too well, but I think we're at May 9th today, gentlemen. Let's go 30 days. Let's see if I can go 30 days, all right? So May 9th, and let's check in next month on the 9th, and let's see if I'm able to maintain this. All right, hold me to it. Ask me in the comments if I was able to do it, where I'm at with that journey. Okay, I want you to remind me. All right. Yeah, basically, you know, gentlemen, this richness of life that I'm talking about when you are celibate, that I have lived myself for well over a year, every single moment of life becomes orgasmic, can become orgasmic. You can even engage in that energy, bring it up, and you can have your whole body filled with that energy any moment you wish. Also, just the sheer magnetism that you have, the sheer joy, the sheer radiance